Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you the pens that I have inked to start this month of February 2020. No pens here, but I will talk about them. And let me just show you how many pens I have inked now. And this is it. It's 38 pens that I have inked this time, and I'm going to talk about them. Of course, this is not a reasonable amount of pens to have inked at a certain time, but the problem is that I have lots of pens in my collection. I love to use pens, and I also receive pens for review, so I have to put them all together, and this is the result. This month I'm starting with all these pens. Some of them are almost out of ink, some have been very recently inked. Let me show you a little bit of each pen, and maybe this is going to be a little longer video, so if you don't want to spend that much time, please skip to the next one. And some of these pens have already been reviewed, some will be in the future, but just a nice, I hope, overlook about the pens I have with ink, and then you'll tell me in the comments if this video is useful or not. So let's start. And let's look at the first pen. The first pen is a Parker Centennial Befooled in the blue marbled color. This pen has inside the diamine inkvent calendar ink named Polar Glow, and it is inked since I made the ink review in December. So this is the Parker. I think it is skipping a little because I've not been using this pen much. It has been quiet in my desk. Parker Centennial Befooled with an F nib. Sorry for the skipping, it usually doesn't do that. I think this ink is not that fountain pen friendly, and now it has dried a little bit on the nib, so it means I have to use it all and then to clean the pen. And it has the diamine Polar Glow ink inside. So a very nice big pen that I definitely need to put in my backpack for tomorrow to start emptying the pen. The next pen is another one that I have not been using much, and this is the Parker Jotter in yellow color. And I have not been using this that much because this also has an inkvent calendar ink inside. And let me try to see. This is the Parker Jotter, and this is the yellow with diamine gold star in it. It is a yellow ink that it's not that usual for me to use. So a nice pen, but it is also been quite at home and not writing with it often. Now, I have another Parker. So I have quite a few Parkers here in this setup. This is the Parker Centennial Befooled Classic Big Red, which is the reproduction of the vintage Big Red. The same kind of nib as the other one, just a more recent version. Also a fine nib, and it is a very, very nice pen. And this one has inside also another diamine inkvent calendar ink, which is the Fire Ember. And this is Parker Centennial Befooled Classic Big Red. I think I'm missing some name here, but it has a very long name, with the diamine Fire Ember. I still have quite a few pens with the Inkvent calendar inks inside, so they are being very hard to empty. I love this pen. I think the nib is great. It's really one of my favorite pens ever. Please check the review because I think this pen is really great. And now let's go for a less common Parker, of which I didn't do a review yet, and this is the Parker 100. I love this pen. It also has inside a diamine Inkvent calendar ink, and this is the Parker 100. The color is smoke bronze, and it has inside an ink called diamine roasted chestnut. This is, I think, one of the best interpretations of reinterpretations or a modern interpretation of a Parker 51. It's really a very nice pen. It has a fine nib, although it's more on the wet or broader side. Also, I forgot putting there, the big red is also an F nib, and the Jotter is an M nib. And now let's move on, and I am moving on to a pen, this one, that is the Parker 25. It's a pen made of steel, and it is a nice older design of Parker. These usually write well, and so this has the blue finish there. It seems black, but it's blue. And so this is I'm having some trouble with the autofocus. Parker 25 blue with, I think, a fine nib. It's not marked, and inside it has, I don't know, an ink mix. Sometimes I do something you shouldn't do, which is when I'm getting a little bit tired of using a pen and it has just a little ink left inside, I take it out with a syringe and put into another pen, and sometimes I mix 2 or 3 leftovers ink. This is not a good practice, but sometimes I do it, and this one has that inside. Now, this is one of the pens I got most recently, which is the Parker Aero. I showed you it before in the video, and the Parker Aero steel. It has a nib that I would say it is a fine nib, and it has the ink that I really love, which is the Sailor Gentle Southern. I really enjoy this ink, and I have to say that this is the first time that I'm writing with this pen after inking it, and this nib is really, 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 really smooth. And now, the other pen that came with that one, which is the Parker 180 steel. Parker 180 steel with a medium nib, and the ink it has is the Montegrappa turquoise. So nice ink, nice pen, and this is the one that allows you to write in both sides of the nib. Then we have a bigger pen. It's another Parker Befooled, but this is a Parker Befooled from England. They changed into these cigar shaped pens, and this one is a Parker Befooled Maxima, which is the biggest size of these English Parker Befooleds, and it has a stub and very sharp nib, so it's quite annoying to write with. I need to have a new nib to change. And this is the Parker Maxima Befooled. The nib, I don't know the size of the nib, but it is a stub. I think it's quite visible, with Parker Kvik Black. And we move on to Kaweco. This is a pen that is always with me in my backpack. And this is a Kaweco Lilliput made of copper. So Kaweco Lilliput copper. It has a very nice smooth nib. It's a great pen. It's heavy, very small but heavy. I love it. And it has also one of those kind of mixes that I make with several inks. And now we will move to another Kaweco. Parkers and Kavecos are the pens that I have the most in this moment with ink, and maybe they are the pens that I have the most in my collection. And this is the Kaweco. Oh, sorry, doing this on camera it's harder to put the barrel on the cap, inside the cap. And this is the Kaweco AL Sport Stone-Washed Blue, and it has also one of those very wrongly made ink mixes. I love this pen. I've been using it very much every day since I got it, and it is always in my pocket. I always have this pen with me. So this is really a workhorse, and this is one of the pens that accept more this kind of ink mixes, because I'm always using up the ink, so I can put leftovers of ink inside of this. And now, moving to vintage Kaweco, I have this very special Kvik Special, and I love this pen. It is a vintage one. I've showed it to you before, and it is a very nice pen. And let me show you how it performs on paper. So this is the autofocus is killing me, sorry. It is the Kaweco Special, and this has, I think, a fine nib, but just look. It is a fantastic pen. I really enjoy it. And it has the most frequent ink with which I ink up my pens, which is the Parker Kvik Black. So, very beautiful pen, smaller size, but it is really a beautiful Kaweco. And now, let's go for one of those very hard to find Kaweco Art Sport pens. And this is one that I received this year, and it was in my wish list for 2020. And it is the Kaweco Art Sport Marble Red with a medium nib, and inside it has the Mont Blanc Shakespeare Velvet Red, a very beautiful red. It said it is just a limited edition from Mont Blanc. This pen has very beautiful depth. And we keep on Kaweco Art Sport, and this is the metallic green. And this one has inside, I have to look at my paper there to keep on track. So this is the Kaweco Art Sport Metallic Green with the Mistletoe, another diamine ink vent calendar. So it is an ink that really matches the color of this pen. And this pen has the red one, is very beautiful. It has a different pattern, but it is really, really gorgeous. And now let's keep with Cavecos, and this is the Kaweco AL Sport Petrol. This is a pen that raised a lot of discussion because the images, the photos of the pen online didn't match the color of the pen. I have to say that I prefer the color of the pen and the color of the photos, but a lot of discussion went about it, and I made a video about this before, you can check it. And so this is the Kaweco AL Sport Petrol with another ink vent calendar, which is the Diamine Solstice. A very beautiful ink. This one has an F nib. Very smooth and really fine. And are we going to quit Cavecos now? No, not yet. This is a Kaweco Perkeo, which is one of the newest Kaweco from this range. And it is called Kaweco Perkeo All Black. It has a fine nib and it has quite a bit of feedback. The nibs are different from the Kaweco Sport line, and it has inside the Kaweco Pearl Black. And this is an ink that I also use quite a lot. So this is the Kaweco Perkeo All Black. Still need to do the review of this one, I didn't do it yet. And we go on to the Kaweco Frosted Sport Light Blueberry. And blueberry with Kaweco Royal Blue. And it has a very, very beautiful blue color, in my opinion. And then we have a white pen, also a Kaweco Sport from the same range. So this is a Kaweco Frosted Sport Natural Coconut. Very nice nib also. This is also a fine nib. And it has the Kaweco Pearl Black ink inside. And to finish the Kavecos I have inked this month. We have this one from the same collection, but a very, very nice green. And this is the Kaweco Frosted Sport Fine Lime with a fine nib and with Kaweco Palm Green ink. And yes, we are done with Kavecos, so we go on to another pen. This is quite a different one. This is a Icarus Costumes pen that I won in a giveaway. This is Icarus Costumes K. It has a broad nib and inside it has, you guessed it, an ink mix of red inks. This broad nib will take up every ink mix you may want to put inside. And to finish up this page, I have this one. I really like this. It is so fun to have a pen with skulls. This is the Montegrappa crowned skull with the ink vent Noel. A nice color also from the Diamine ink vent calendar. And now we'll move on to another brand. And in a different page we have this very big pen. And this very big pen is the, let's put this on focus, the pen Theo Bonita Oversize Black. This has a F nib, and the ink it has is the Montblanc Leo Tolstoy. This pen is one of the best pens that I have in terms of craftsmanship. Very well made. It's a very perfect pen. I really enjoy the level of perfection in this one. I've told this lots of times. This pen really impressed me. And now let's go for a brand that I'm really enjoying. And you guessed it, it is Leonardo Italiana. And this pen is Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Pietra Marina, very long name, with the diamine plus diamine ink vent calendar Jack Frost. Okay, so in this lineup I think I have lots of black and blue inks. And we move to the big brother of that one, a heavier pen, a nicer pen. I love this pen. And this also has an ink from the ink vent calendar. And this is the Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande. The color is dark Hawaii. It has a F nib, and inside it has the diamine gingerbread. It is a very nice brown. I really like it. I love this pen. I love the nib. The nib is so beautiful. I can't stop recommending this pen. This is really a good one. And then we'll go on, but we are keeping with Leonardo. And this time, this is a Leonardo Officina Italiana Furore. The color is Passion Red, and the ink is Leonardo Purple, and it is a very beautiful ink. I have to say that I can't keep up with the lines or the dots because I'm writing in a very strange angle, just in the edge of the table because of the tripod, so it's very hard for me. Sorry about that, but maybe I think you may like to look at the pen's writing and not only showing them to you. And now we'll keep the purple ink, and we have another pen. This is an older pen, which is the Diplomat, and this is called the Pop 505A. It is an older pen, maybe from the 70s, and it has the diamine Violet. This is a regular edition ink, not a part of the special edition. This is a very fun pen to have and to write with. I really enjoy the color and all about it. Then I have the other Diplomat. This is one that Most Wanted Pens sent me for review, and this is the Diplomat Magnum burned red, and the ink it has is Kaweco caramel brown. A very nice nib, very smooth. This is my really first impression with this pen, and I think I enjoy it a lot. So another review to follow. Then we'll move on to another pen that was sent to me by Most Wanted Pens, and this one is the TWSBI Echo T Blue. And let's try to write with it. TWSBI Echo T. It has a 1.1 stub nib, that's why I have to write with an angle. And the ink inside is the Sheaffer Script turquoise. Nice ink. And then we move to the Moonman, which is a Chinese brand that I really like. This is the Moonman T1, and this is a piston filler pen. And let me show you, this writes beautifully. Moonman T1 in gray, and it has a fine nib, and it has inside the Parker Kvik brown. This is one of my favorite inks ever, but it is discontinued for a long time. Luckily, I have a stock that my father helped me to build it up. Very nice pen. The review of this one will be released very soon. Then we have another Moonman, and this is the Moonman M8, the gold color, and it has, let me check my notes, it has Montegrappa turquoise, and it's really an interesting pen because I like the design and I like the way these look like real gold foils inside of the pen. Very beautiful one. And let's go on with the inks that I'm showing you, inks and pens. The next one is this, and this is not a Parker. I know it looks like one, but it's not. This is a Jinhao pen, and it is so close to a Parker. You can see the nib that says Jinhao. It is so close to a Parker that their name is not even clearly stated. Sometimes it appears as Jinhao Befooled or Jinhao Centennial. However, it is a copy of the Parker Centennial Befooled, but it writes really well. It's a very interesting pen. It's very, very well made. And it has inside Mont Blanc Seasons Greetings ink. This is one of those inks that they used to make by Christmas time, and it has a cinnamon smell to it. So nice dark brown ink with a nice smell, and this pen is really great. And we are reaching the end, but we still have a few. This is a pen. This is one of the pens that I like the most in my collection. It writes really well. It's a very interesting pen, beautiful and big. And this is a Sheaffer Legacy II, and inside it has the Diamine Inkvent calendar color called Happy Holidays. It is a very nice ink, and this is a very nice pen, and this is a very good ink pen combo. So this is a great pen. I didn't review it yet. I'm starting to see that I didn't review yet my most favorite pens, which is interesting. The next pen is a Nettuno 1911, which is also one of the pens that I've been using the most. I have to say that the pens I've been using the most are these two, the Leonardo Italiana Momento Zero Grande Dark Avai and the Nettuno 1911 Black Sands. It's a very beautiful pen. And there is a third pen that I'll show you in a moment. So this is the Nettuno 1911 Black Sands, and it has another diamine inkvent calendar, which is the purple bow. Next year, if they make another inkvent calendar, I have to plan things a little bit better, or to have a full fill in my pen, so it will take a lot of time to use all the ink that I have, and I have too many pens inked at the same time. They are 38 pens, a lot of them. This is I have to always look at the name. This is a MSBH, which means May Simplicity Be Happy 1. MSBH 1 in the brushed chrome color, and this is a very nice pen. So M Simplicity Be Happy 1, and the color it has inside is the J. Herbin Lit. One thing that I find in J. Urban inks is that even though they look wet on paper, they write a little dry. They're not very lubricated ink, so you don't find such a pleasant flow. But this pen is very good. The flow is not that good with this pen, with this specific ink. Then we go on with a German pen, and this is the Lambie. This one I think everyone knows, 2000 still, with an M nib, and it has the Pelican. It's skipping a little bit here, I don't know why. Pelican Edelstein Aquamarine ink. So I'm seeing the pens skipping a little bit. I would say I don't know why, but I guess I know. There are so many ink at each time, so they take a little bit to being used again, and meanwhile they get a little bit drier on the nib. And now let's take a look at the third pen that I've been using the most this year, and this is the Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age Oversize. This is a very beautiful pen, a nice pen. It was also in my wish list for this year, and inside it has the very safe Parker Quink Black. So this is one of the three pens that I've been using the most. And we are going to reach the final three pens, and I have here another ink mix, and this pen is very nice. It is a really nice pen. I love the way it writes. It is a Hero 565 in green color, and it has an ink mix inside. It has a very pleasant nib, and it has a nice style. It's not too thin. It's a beautiful pen. It is smaller, of course, when compared with the Visconti, but very nice pen. I'll need to do the review of this one also. Then we'll go to the Platinum, Plaisir, and the color of the pen is Bali Lime, and it has inside the Platinum Black. This pen was sent for review by Mr. Appleboom, and it looks like a Platinum Preppy with a better outside. And finally, the final pen that I have inked. It also has an ink mix, but it is an ink mix that I made specifically for having this kind of color. And this pen is a cow pen. I don't know more about it unless, besides the brand. So this is a cow, and it has an ink mix. And just let me show you. It writes like this, or it writes like this. So this pen is wonderful. It's just a pity that I don't know how to take full profit of that. But you see it, it is a hard rubber, it is chased all over with a little texture that is very worn now. But it's really a nice pen, and the cow has the logo with that little bird there. I think you can see it. It's really an interesting pen. So it is a very vintage one. And so this is all. These are all the pens that I have inked for to start the month of February. If you find this video interesting, I may do another video similar to this one in March. I hope. Please tell me in the comments if you like this or if this is too long. And what I'm going to try to do is to have less pens inked in March or in the final of February, to be sure that this is not so long video and that I can spend a little more time showing you the pens, not only writing. This is very long, and just to say the name of the pen, showing it very briefly to you, and to write the name of the ink. But please tell me if you liked it, I will do it again. So this is all for today. Please don't forget to subscribe, and see you next video. Bye.